Good day, everyone. I am Hershey Sales, a future educator. Today, I am presenting my innovation project called Essence and Measure. In Filipino, essence means tiwa, spirit, or heart. Measure means sukat, rhythm, or standard. This project answers one question. How do we assess Filipino learners in a way that measures not just what they know, but who they are becoming? Let me show you. Here is the problem. Many classrooms still rely on quizzes that ask, what was the name of the character? What happened on page 10? Those questions test memory, not understanding, not empathy, not creativity. Worse, they leave behind struggling readers, shy students, and creative thinkers. And most painful of all, our own beautiful Filipino stories, Mariang Maghiling, Ang Alamat ng Palay, Lola Basyang, are reduced to comprehension questions. That is measure without essence. My solution is a framework I call Essence and Measure. The essence is about empathy, cultural identity, values, and creativity. These are the things that make us human. The measure is about rubrics, feedback, performance criteria, and reflection. These are the tools of good assessment. Most frameworks focus only on measure, but essence and measure insist. You cannot measure what you do not value, and you cannot value what you cannot see. This framework makes the invisible visible. The essence and measure framework stands on four pillars. First, authentic assessment. Students do real tasks for real audiences, not just practice for a test. Second, Filipino children's literature. Our own stories become the center of learning. Third, inclusive design. Every assessment has multiple ways to succeed. And fourth, global connection. Local stories are linked to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These four pillars hold up the entire framework. These are the stories at the heart of my framework. Ang Alamat ng Palay teaches gratitude. Mariang Makiling teaches environmental stewardship. And the Lola Basyang stories teach family, justice, and courage. These are not just stories, they are our identity as Filipinos, and they deserve assessment that honors them. Here is our first authentic assessment task, Character Court. After reading Mariang Makiling, students work in pairs. One acts as a lawyer defending the character's controversial choice. The other acts as a judge asking difficult questions. The class votes on the most compelling argument. This is not memorization. This is critical thinking. Students must weigh evidence against moral principles. That is higher order thinking in action. The second task is Barangay Story Writer. Students first identify a real problem in their own community. It could be trash in the river, bullying in school, or absent parents. Then, they write a one-page healing story where a child protagonist solves the problem using wisdom from a Filipino folktale. Finally, they share their story with a real audience, a barangay daycare center or a senior citizen's home. This is assessment as service, literature becomes action. The centerpiece of this framework is a performance-based assessment. Shadow play, voice of the world. Groups of 4 or 5 students choose any Filipino folktale. Then they modernize it to include a global issue, climate change, gender equality, or poverty, for example. They create shadow puppets from recycled materials. They write a script, They perform for 5 minutes, and then they explain how their story connects to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. This is collaboration. This is creativity. This is global citizenship. Every assessment needs a clear rubric. Here is one criterion from my shadow play rubric. Global connection. Excellence means the student clearly links their story to a specific SDG. But what about technology? Not every classroom has Wi-Fi. So, I designed Sukat Tingin, a hybrid tool. A student records a 1-minute audio retelling on any cell phone, even a basic keypad phone. They give the teacher a USB drive or send it via Messenger. The teacher can reply with a voice message. Or if the school has internet, the teacher uses Google Forms and an add-on called AutoCraft to auto-generate personalized feedback. No learner is left behind. That is inclusive assessment. Inclusion is not an afterthought. It is the design of essence and measure. For a struggling reader, I provide illustrated side-by-side text. For a visually impaired learner, I use tactile story maps made of string and buttons. For a deaf student, every audio has a written script. For a shy student, they can participate through an anonymous poll or a written chat. For an English learner, they can respond in Tagalog, Cebuano, or Ilocano. I assess meaning, not grammar. For a student with ADHD, I break the assessment into smaller time chunks. One learning outcome, many ways to show it. This framework does not just measure thinking, it builds higher order thinking. Critical thinking happens in character court, where students evaluate evidence. Creativity happens when they write an alternative ending. Problem solving happens when they write a healing story for a real barangay issue. Collaboration happens in every shadow play. And reflection happens in the litlag. 3 sentences after every task asking, what did this teach me about myself? This is assessment for thinking, not just of thinking. Essence and measure is local in content but global in standard. Globally, it aligns with UNESCO's Global Citizenship Education Framework, cognitive, socio-emotional, and behavioral. Filipino students can share their shadow plays with partner schools in Indonesia, Mexico, or Kenya. Locally, their healing stories are donated to barangay daycare centers. Elders become co-assessors. The barangay captain receives a copy of the class storybook. This is how we improve Philippine education, not by copying the West, but by deepening our own roots while reaching outward. Students become active citizens, not passive test takers. So let me answer the question, what kind of educator do I want to become? I want to become a teacher of essence and measure. I will never again ask, what grade did you get? Without also asking, what did your work reveal about your thinking and your heart? From assessment in learning too, I learned that validity is alignment between what we value and what we measure. From children and adolescent literature, I learned that the best assessment tool is a child's own question. I will bring our diwatas, our aswangs, our bayani, and our lola basyang into the 21st century classroom. Assess not by rote, but by relevance. Every assessment I design will have at least 3 ways to succeed. No learner left behind. And I will keep my own litlag as a teacher, reflecting every week on whether my assessments measured without forgetting essence. That is the educator I want to become. To my fellow future educators, you do not need perfect technology to start. Replace one quiz this week with one authentic task. Use one Filipino story. Let students choose how to respond: draw, act, record, or write. Ask not just what did you learn, but who are you becoming? We are ready, truly ready for the students and for the world.